Wow, wow, wow. What a great day. How beautiful is this? First, to Tyler Morse, I need a moment to digest everything he said because it was spectacular and a tad different. So I'm going to hold him for last. But first, to Robin Hayes and JetBlue. JetBlue has been such a great partner to New York in everything we do. Whenever we need a friend, whenever we need someone to step up to the plate, whether it's the hurricane at Puerto Rico, whatever it is, bringing assistance. JetBlue has been a phenomenal New York partner. Robin Hayes, thank you very much. To the Port Authority, Rick Cotton, who I refer to as Moses, not the Moses of the Bible. He thought that's what I meant the first time, that it was age discrimination. But Robert Moses, he's going to go down in the history books as a modern-day Robert Moses. Rick Cotton. Chairman Kevin O'Toole of the Port Authority, who's been a great partner. It's worked for New York, it's worked for New Jersey, and that's when the port works at its best. Kevin O'Toole, thank you very much. Melinda Katz, who is from a different cast of elected officials. Elected officials tend to shy away from controversy. And you can't have change without disruption, and disruption brings controversy. And politicians tend to play it safe. Melinda Katz is a different breed, and we have done great things all throughout Queens that have caused disruption, but have made the borough a better borough. And that's what she was elected to do, and that's what she's done. Melinda Katz. Peter Ward, who is the most progressive labor leader in the state of New York, and shows that you can both be progressive and intelligent at the same time. They are not mutually exclusive. Peter Ward, thank you for being a progressive leader. Thank you for being an intelligent leader who gets things done. Peter Ward. And we have the great New York City Council Speaker, Corey Johnson. Pleasure to be with you, Mr. Corey Johnson. 2 weeks, he has stopped smoking, and we applaud that. He's in a very bad mood, so if he's nasty in his comments, please excuse him and understand. Mr. Tyler Morse, I'm still trying to process this. See, first of all, I can't refer to a terminal as a sexy terminal. That would then raise all sorts of follow-up questions. Is it a male terminal? Is it a female terminal? What's the sexual orientation of the terminal? How do you touch the terminal? It would be a whole complicated thing. I could not say, thank God for the drug dealers. You know, that quote they would take, and I would then be the former governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. I understand what you meant about Connie, the airplane, but I can't say, you can say, thank God for drug dealers dropping weed. I am not at that state yet. I want you to know. But even you have to be careful what you say, because as soon as you said that, I saw them walking onto the plane with drug-sniffing dogs. So I really hope you clean that plane very, very, very well, because that can be an issue. The details and the creativity were stupendous. I never thought of waist-height electric outlets before. That is very creative. Unless, of course, you touch it with your belt buckle and then get automatically electrocuted. But besides that, I think it's a great idea. I don't really know what you meant about the 300 pencils, but I'm sure there was something very creative in that also. Taking the Port Authority name off the manhole covers was not a good idea. They are the landlord. And I hope they didn't take offense. You will know the next time you see your lease increase whether or not they took offense to that. But the attention to detail is everything. And you have brought, and your entire team, a creativity, a brilliance to this project that is evident, and one of the things that's going to make it internationally spectacular. God bless you. Tyler Morris. Now, for all you business types, and I can tell by the suit and the tie and government types, this is a smart project, beyond the creativity and the symbolism. It's a smart economic project. And maybe Mayor Mike Bloomberg didn't get it when you talked to him about it, but that was at a different point in time. This is smart economically because you are first in and you are on the cusp. You are on the cusp of an entire JFK renovation. $13 billion coming into JFK. It is going to be a different airport, new gates opening 2023, and it is going to be what New York deserves, which is the front door for an international community to come and visit and do business. And you got there first, and that is economically smart. And the $268 million investment that your private partners made is going to be returned in dividends because you were smart on the cusp of this new airport. And it's not just this new airport, because as you know, we are in the birth of an entirely new transformation for the state of New York. No state in the nation is rebuilding the way the state of New York is, over $150 billion. Why? Because we got tired of hearing the federal government saying they were going to get into the infrastructure and rebuilding business and do nothing. When you think about it, this country, this state, is a built environment. What made us who we are and what we are is what we built. This was not a case of evolution. New York was daring, meets skill, meets competence, meets vision, and we went and we did it. We built a nation, we built a state. And somewhere along the way, we lost that confidence and that energy. And now we have a federal government saying, I'm going to invest $1.5 trillion, now $2 trillion. I haven't seen 50 cents from the federal government, okay? But New Yorkers' way is not to wait. Right? We make our own future, we make our own history, we make our own destiny. And we have a $150 billion program, the largest infrastructure program in the United States. A new JFK, $8 billion for a new LaGuardia Airport, the first new airport in the United States in 25 years. Just think about that. Not since the Denver airport opened have we opened a new airport. And it's going to happen here in New York with LaGuardia. And it should be happening here in New York with LaGuardia. We rebuilt the upstate airports. We're building a new Penn Station. We just did congestion pricing to finance mass transit, so we have a mass transit system that New Yorkers deserve. We're rebuilding the Van Wyck Expressway, the Kew Gardens interchange, rebuilding the Long Island Railroad with a new second and third track and 59 new stations, an air train from LaGuardia into Manhattan, doubling the size of Javits Center, so we once again have a convention center that's going to attract people from all over the world. That is all happening, and that is being done. And I talked about New York being the place of inspiration and the place of vision. And somewhere along the way, we lost it, but we are rekindling it. And we always had places that reminded us of the boldness and the vision. When you go over the George Washington Bridge, to me, it is such an inspiration. You look at the size, you look at the power of the George Washington Bridge, and you say, wow, What vision they had, what courage they had to do this. Every bridge we built, every tunnel we built, longer than the first, more ambitious than the first. The New York City subway system, 600 miles of underground track we built. The Unisphere in Queens, we had a World's Fair. With all due respect, not in Manhattan, but in the great borough of Queens, I say as a Queens boy. And that's what the Unisphere reminds us of. Empire State Building in the middle of a Great Depression. You had people who had enough confidence to say, I still believe, and they invested in the Empire State Building. And you had this TWA hotel, opened in 1962. I remember it as a kid, coming to JFK and seeing this building and saying, wow, wow, that's different, that's visionary, that's cool. And it was ahead of its time, and it was New York's vision and creativity and boldness and outside of the box thinking that made New York, New York. That's who we are. The rest of the country looks at us and says, well, you New Yorkers are a little different. You know what? We're a little different. And that's what made New York what it is. That's why New York has always been the state that led the nation in firsts, in reforms, in turnarounds, and led the nation in troubled times. When the nation needed to find the direction forward, you could always look at New York, and New York pointed the way forward. This rebirth says, yes, we can. We haven't lost our imagination, our boldness, our creativity, our daring. We are still one step ahead of everyone else. You want to know where the future is going to lead? Look to the state of New York. The best is yet to be, and this hotel is a beautiful example. Thank you, and congratulations to all of you involved in making it a reality.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now cut the ribbon.
We've been watching the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the official opening of the TWA Hotel at JFK Airport. It features 512 rooms with restaurants, bars, and even a pool facing the runway. It cost $265 million to build. The first guests will be checking in at 3 o'clock this afternoon.